the all data from the backend. Okay, and we are displaying here. And after that, and we have saved, we are ready, we are supporting the edit, and we are supporting the this delete we are supporting. Okay, and now we have added the validation also, right? So without entering any data, this button will not be enabled. Correct, right? Now see, this button is a disabled state. Okay, so now I want to write a validation. Okay, so in the interview, in the last interview, what they have asked is they want to allow only A to Z. Okay, they want to allow only A to Z and numbers. They do not allow any special characters. Okay, so that required will take the argument, but we can enter any data. Even we can enter only spaces also, we can enter. Correct, right? So here, suppose see, so here I am taking only spaces. Now what is the problem? It is we are entering only spaces, right? So that is the reason it is a allowing. Okay, so now I don't want to allow the spaces. Okay, so that is the one thing. And second thing is we can write the so we need some custom validations now. Do you know that JavaScript regular expressions, right? Suppose I want to keep only A to Z, what I can bracket A to Z. Correct, right? And if I want to keep A to Z plus 0 to 9, what I can write 0 hyphen 9, something like this. We can write it, right? Okay, so now as part of here, what I want to do, uh, let me go to employees. So here the first field employee name is there, right? I want to take only A to Z. Okay, and 0 to 9. I don't want to allow any other characters. Okay, and the required character is minimum 5 characters is required. Okay, and maximum is a 10 characters. So this is an interview task where they have given in that program also it is there. Okay, so now I want to allow it now. Okay, tell me. So I want to write A, B, C, D, E. So 5 characters are done. Suppose if I am writing hash or something, see, it is showing an error, right? Because I don't want to allow the hash or those things. Okay, suppose if you want to do this type of custom validations, we can go for a another, there is a another we have required min length, max length, right? Something like this, we have another validation called pattern. What is the another validating data pattern? Okay, here what we will do, so here what are the characters we want to allow? A to Z, small a to Z, and 0 to 9 character. Okay, so up to that we will add it. And here after that I am writing some bracket here, right? This meaning is I want minimum 5 characters. The first one is a minimum how many characters minimum is that. The second one is a how many maximum character. Okay, so this is the one. And this one we are, as part of the angular, if you want to pass like this, we have to pass like a this these two symbols. In the last we need to write a dollar, in the first we need to write a this symbol. Okay, now I have written. So, and what is this? It is forcing the minimum characters is 5. So suppose I want to keep minimum characters is 3 and maximum character is 5. If they are entering more than that, we'll get a error. Okay, so let me save this and go again, add employee. Here I will say A. So it is what it is saying, minimum 5 character, because I did not change my error message. Okay, that is okay. I'm going to change it. So A to B something. Okay. Why it is showing why it is showing? Okay, A, B, C. So I have entered 3 letters, so automatically the error is gone. Okay, but if I am entering any hashes or special characters, see, always it is showing error or not. Something like this, you can easily do it using the pattern method. What is the pattern method, man? So you can write a validator data pattern. In interview, they will ask simple things only. They will not go for so much complicated. So the first simple case is they want to allow only A to Z and 0 to 9. Okay, you can write it. And how many characters length you want it, 3 to 5. Here the 3 is nothing but a starting. This is nothing but your min length. And what is the 5, 5 is nothing but your max length. Okay, so like this. And once you are done this in the HTML, you need to write like a name.errors.pattern. You need to write a pattern, because we are going to show error for only which method, pattern variable. So what is the method name I am using it? Pattern. So that is the reason I am going to use in the errors dot required dot pattern. Suppose if I want to write for min length, what I'm going to write it? I'm going to write like a min length. For max length, if I'm going to write it, I'm going to write like a max length. Something like this we are going to do this. Okay. So this is nothing but a patterns. Okay. So if you are good in the regular expression, right? Suppose I want to allow only 0 to 9. I don't want any ABCD, nothing. Okay. Then how to do it? Simply I can write like this. Okay. 0 to 9. And you can go here, and if I'm typing any ABCD, see, it is showing an error. I will change that error message, enter only numbers, something like this. Okay, but if I'm entering the numbers, so this message error will go away. So like this, you can write your own validations inside this JavaScript. Okay, so for now, I'm going to keep the A to Z and something. So don't give any spaces here, in 3 to comma. So it is throwing the error. Something like this, we can do it. Okay, so this is one way. Okay, and what I want to do, sometimes what I want to do, I am not good in the this regular expression. Sometimes I don't get how to write the regular expression, but I want to write the validation. Okay, this is my second case. Okay, so this is where we are going for a custom validations. Okay, what is a custom validations? Okay, let me go for validations. Okay, so mainly validations are two types. Okay, mainly validations are two types. First type is a user define validations, user like predefine validations. Predefine means required. Required is already there or not. Min length already there, or max length already there or not. Okay, whichever the validations are already available in the Angular or JavaScript, we'll call them as a predefined validations. Suppose sometimes what I want to do here, employee number is there, right? I want I'll say, I'll click outside. It is saying a number is required, right? I will say 1. And how many characters it is taking, 2 characters, right? So I will say I will enter only 2 spaces, now it is accepting, right? Now this means that in JavaScript there is no validation supports check for only empty spaces. There is no validation currently. We have a required is there, min length is there, max length is there, but there we don't have any something like this. Okay, suppose whenever we don't have any validations, then we are going to write our own validation. Okay, whenever we are going to write our own validation, that is called a custom validation. Clear, if validation is available in the in Angular or JavaScript, then we'll call it as a predefined. If validations are not available in the Angular, then we'll call it as a custom validations. Okay, this clear, right? Okay, so now we'll go for a custom. See here, in the Angular code already we have this many validations. Okay, so whenever we want to write a minimum number, right? I want minimum 5, maximum 10. So you know that HTML validations, right? So if you want to do like this, we have a min and max, required is there, email is there, min length, max length is there, pattern is there. Okay, and these things already available in the Angular. So you can apply any of this validator, email and min length, max length, min max, these things already you can apply. But current, as per my requirement, what is my requirement, I don't want to allow the, if user is entering only spaces, I don't want to take it. Still, I want to show error. Hey, user, you are entering an invalid character. Every text is empty, something like this. We want to show the error. So this is called our own validations. Okay. So in interview, they will ask question like this: what is a directive? Have you ever written a directive? Okay. So that is a, this is the same answer we are going to do and tell that for that also. Okay. Okay. So now we are going to write the custom validations. Okay. We are going to write the custom validations. So let us go for step by step. Okay, so for custom validate, we are going to write the first, we will go for reactive forms, then we'll go for the normal form. Okay, okay, so do you know how to write a function, do you know how to write a function, I'm going to write a custom validations. Okay, so let me go here, go to our we have this folder, right? Validations and this, right? So go here and create a new folder. Okay, so what we are going to do it, we are going to write a validators. Okay, we are going to write a validators because this is my own validator, right? I don't want to combine in the components. Okay, right, how to create one component, you can write a any ts file or you can write a one function. So how to write a function, I want to write a this is a custom required. Okay, let me create a new file. I will say custom hyphen required. Okay, dot ts file. Okay, so I can rename it as a validator. So that is dot validator dot ts. Record start this. Record start. Okay, so now I am going to create a new file. What is the file name? Custom required data validate.ts. Okay, if I am going to create a component, I'll say dot component.ts. If I now I'm going to create like this, right? So here I'm going to write a export function. Do you know how to write a normal function, Tell me how to write a function, function. Suppose I want to write a validate. My function name is a validation. Suppose custom required. Required is the right. Let a custom required. Okay, required. Okay, something like this. Okay, this is a normal function, right? I want to use in other place. Then what is the keyword I should use it, ma? What is the keyword I should use it? Export. Okay. So far this is clear, right? So I'm not writing any class. I'm not writing anything. Just a simple function. Okay. So what is this function name? You can keep any name, but what we are going to do custom required. If I am writing required, even if they are entering spaces also, we still will show the error. That is what we are. Okay. Now first step is a write a one function. So we have written one function, right? Okay. Now let us go to the notes and let us see the function using the ES6 function. So we are going to use a ES6 function. Okay. So what we have to do is this function should return a function. So this function should return a another function. Do you know that closure, right? A closure will it will return a another function, right? Something. Now what we want to do? I want to return a another function here. So let us go here. How to return another function, ma? Return. So do you know how to write ES6 function, ma? Just like this, right? Okay. Bracket, open bracket and close like this. So this is nothing but ES6 function only, right? So this function should return a ES6 function. Okay. Now I have written a ES6 function. Suppose I don't want to use like this, or I want to write another function. I will say export. I will write another function. Function name my function, something like this. And this also you can return it here. From instead of this one, you can return a my function also. Anything is fine. Anyway we can do it. Okay, but we are going to use the ES6 function. Okay, when ES6 is available, why do you want to write a separate method and do it? Okay, so now what is the second step, ma? Return a function. Okay, now I want to return a function. Okay, that function should take one argument, ma. That function should take a one argument. So that is nothing but a abstract controller. Okay, so let me write it and I will import it. Okay, so what is this name? It is taking abstract control. So now what is the second step, ma? I have written a one ES6 function and I am just writing open bracket and close. So far it is easy only, right? We are writing a normal function. Inside this one we are writing a one method. That's all. Okay. So now let us go for some more step. Okay. Now what I want to do, ma? Whenever I am entering my data, right? I want to get the data to in this function. Then only I can say whether you have value or not. Correct, right? To get the value, we have this abstract controller is there, right? This is nothing but your form control. This is nothing but your form control. From form control, how will you get a value, ma? Dot value method. Okay, from form control, how will you get a value method? Simple, okay. Let us create one variable. Let value is equal to control data value. So automatically, whenever you are entering in new input, automatically that value will come here. Okay, that value will be coming here. Okay, so now first thing is now we need to go for last step. So whenever now we need to check whether data is there or not. So if they are entering all the spaces, if I want to remove all the spaces in the JavaScript, what is the method we have it, ma? Trim method. Trim method, what it will do? It automatically it will remove all the spaces, right? Okay, so now this is what I'm going to do it, okay. Let us try to do it, ma. Value data trim method. Okay, value data trim method. So now what it will return, ma? It will return a one value. So I will say value is equal to value dot trim method. Okay, so something like this. I can do it, right? Okay. uh, Okay, so now I have written a trim method. Now now this method here inside this one we should return some value. Okay, inside this one we should return some value. And what is the value means? Whenever we have an error, we need to return one object. Okay, whenever we have an error, we need to return one object. When we don't have an error, we need to return the null value. Okay, null value means everything is fine. And just an object means we'll have some problem with that one. Okay, okay, so let me write it. Return, okay, value. So if I am writing question mark like this, so what is this meaning, ma? If value is there, not an empty, then only this will true. Correct, right? If value is there and this is not only, I will return a null. Okay, otherwise what I will do, I am going to return a one object. Okay, so I'm going to write a custom required and I'm going to write a value like this. Okay, let me just keep the control dot value. So here, this is a if condition, okay. Here value, if value is there, what we are returning null value. If value is not there, what we are returning one object. Okay. Let us see what is this object okay. Now I have written this function, right? So with this one, we have done the three steps, ma. What is the first step, ma? Create a function. create a function. What is the second step, ma? Right inside the function, what we need to do, we need to write a return a this ES6 function, and the last stage is we'll write the original logic. So now I have done the 3 steps. Okay, so once this is done, now go to your form control wherever we have that, right? Go to our form control. So here I am writing min length like this, right? Okay, so instead of writing validators dot this one, I'm going to write a my own what is my element name, custom required. Okay, what is my element name, custom required. I'm going to write like my own name here. Okay, so I have written my own validation name here. That is okay. So okay, now fourth step is go to your HTML. Whenever we are writing here min length, right? We should not write the min length. We have to go to our error. And what is the error message we are writing? My custom required. Okay, I'll go to my custom required and I'm going to remove this one. I will say employee name, employee number must have value. Okay, so file save all. Okay, now we are going to save this one and let us see what will happen. Okay, I'm going to click and add. So I'll click here and see. So what it is saying, employee number is required. Okay, now what this time will is, I will say one enter space more. Automatically required error gone, right? But see what is it is saying, employee number must have a value. I will enter 3 spaces, 4 spaces, 5 spaces. What it is? Earlier, whenever I'm entering space, it is accepting, right? Now see what is happening. It is not accepting. Okay, now I will say AB. See, error is gone. Now if I'm going to remove only spaces, now we are getting error, right? So this is what we are going to write a custom validations. Okay, so this is we can inside this logic here we can write anything, ma. If you go to this code writer here, anything, any logic we can write it here. Suppose I want to write a custom required for plus minimum 5 characters. Okay, minimum 5 characters. So I can write like this. Okay, value should be there, and I'll say value dot length. Okay, length length greater than 5. Okay, so this is saying a value should be there and value length greater than 5, then only it will return null. Otherwise we are going to return one object. Whenever we are going to return this object, error will be displaying in the screen. Okay, so but we can do this. So this is not required. So for now I'm going to remove this one. So like this we can write our own custom validations. Okay, suppose for phone number you want to write a validation. Okay, phone number always will be 10 digits, no number something is there. So what you can write, you can say custom phone number and you can write this function, and whatever the code write you validation, you write the validation here, check for the phone number. Here we are writing all JavaScript code only. Okay, and once you are done this one, and we are going to use this name. What is my custom required name? Custom required. So I'm going to use the same name in the error messages. So automatically error will be displayed. Okay, so like this we can build our own validations. Okay, this is not predefined, this is our own validations. Okay, so simple steps. Okay, you can follow the notes and you can see this. Okay, see we can write the logic, and fourth step you go and write the form control here, and fifth step just added the error required, so automatically your error will be displayed. Okay, so this is how we can do it. Suppose if I want to do this for the template driven is there, right? So where ng model will write it, right? For template driven we cannot give like this, template driven I cannot use this custom required in the HTML. I cannot use this one. This approach will not work out. This approach will work for only for reactive forms. Okay, but in interview sometimes we are going to use the templates, right? They will ask write a validation for the template driven. So in that case we need to follow the different steps. Okay, now we are going to write a custom validations for the template driven forms. Earlier we have seen for the reactives, now we are going for the template driven. Okay, so here also we'll go by steps. Okay, so let me write the step by step. So first step is a create a custom directive. So what is it is asking, create a custom directive for validation. Okay, so what is the custom directive means? What is a custom directive means? Implement a class with a validator interface. Okay, so let us go with one by one and we'll go with the things. I want to create one directive, right? So how will you create? Generate a class, ng generate a component. We can like this, right? Something like this we can generate our directive also. Okay, so now I want to directive, right? Okay, so you can generate the directive also. Okay, you can go to your validators. Okay, you can go to your validators and you can write a ng generate validator. No, I think there is no validator. Let me check for the ng generate validator. Let me see, is there any? So we need to see in that command whether that guy supports only, we can write it. Okay. So here we can say ng generate. Where is the generate? Okay. The following are the commands. We can generate the these are the things we can generate from the Angular. Okay. So I can generate the application, class, component, directive. Okay. enum, guard, something like this I can create it. Okay. But we don't have anything for the this validator. Okay. We don't have anything for the validator. Okay. That is the reason I'm going to generate it by manual. Okay. So I'll write another thing. Okay. Let us go and create a new file. Okay. I'll say custom hyphen required hyphen I'll say this is a template, right? I'll say template hyphen valid template dot validators dot ts file. Okay. So I'm going this time I'm going to create a new file. I'm saying custom required template. You can take any name, that's not a problem. Okay. I'm going to write one thing. Okay. And what is the first step they are asking? Create a directive. Create a directive. So do you know how to create a normal class? Normal class, export class name. Tell me export class name. Okay. What is my class name? What is the custom required, right? I will say custom required. Okay. Custom required, and I'm going to write a validator, right? Okay. I'll say custom required validator. Okay. Something like that. So everybody know what is this one, right? So this is a simple class. Okay. But whenever we are going to write a validator, there is a one thing we need to do it. We need to implement the one interface called validator. Okay. What is the interface? Validator. Okay. We need to implement the validator. That interface we need to implement. So now I am implementing a validator. Okay. So this validator is nothing but a one interface. Okay. That's validator is nothing but a interface. Okay. I will tell you what is the interface. Interface means we'll have only abstract methods. Interface means we'll have only abstract methods. Okay. Abstract methods means they will not have any body. So what is the method? How will you write normal method? Tell me. I will say method one something like this, right? Open bracket and close bracket, right? This is a normal method, right? Abstract method means what they will write. They will write like this method. Okay. And they will put like this. You will not have a open bracket and close bracket. They will not have a open bracket and close bracket, and in front of that they will be having a keyword called abstract. Something like this they will write it. Okay. So this is called abstract. So for abstract methods, we will not have any open bracket and close bracket. So in interface, what we are going to do, we are going to have only abstract methods. Okay. So now whenever I am writing a validator, I need to implement the validator interface. Okay. So inside the validator interface, if you open this, here we have one method called validate method. What is the method? Validator method is there. Okay. So this validate method also taking a abstract controller function. Earlier we have seen that one, right? So let us write. We need to override the method called validate. Okay. So whenever I'm seeing, automatically this is getting filled, right? Okay. This is okay. And let me show it. So now let me remove this one. This is also optional. Okay. So now I have written a validate. Okay. So first step is I have written a class and I have implemented the validator interface. Okay. And the second step is I need to override the validate method. Okay. I need to override the validate method. So this validate method will take the form control. Okay. So now I have overridden the validate method. Okay. So for now I'll say return null. Return null means no error is there. Okay. Now third step is I need to annotate with the at directive. Okay. I need to annotate with the at directive annotation, because this is a directive. This is not like a whenever we are going to write using our own things. I need to make this is a directive. So what is what annotation we should use for the directive? At directive. Okay. I'm going to import it from the Angular core package. Okay. So here I'm going to write some. Okay. Let me write it custom directive. So let me say this. we need to import this this custom this one also ng validator also. Let us do it. Okay, not a problem. Okay, so just import this parameter also. So what I have done is I just copy pasted okay, because we are not going to write this custom directives daily. We are going to write 1 or 2 or 3, maximum 10 will be there, not more than that for entire project also. Okay, so first step is I have created a class, and the second step is I have implemented the validator, and third step I have written the validate method, and I am returning null. That is okay, and I need to mark this as a validator. That is the reason I'm adding another annotation called at directive. Okay, at a directive. So do you know what is the selector inside the director? What are the things we'll be having? A normal component, selector, template URL, and style URL, right? But here we are not going to write a component. Okay, we are going to write a directive only. We are going to write a directive. That is the reason I'm having only selector. Okay, and providers is there, right? Providers, what is the reason I told providers for dependency injection, right? Okay, here also we are using a provider for a dependency injection. Okay, now third step is what is the type of like I want to use this one as a my tag, right? Wherever I want to add it, so you can keep any name here but I'm currently what I'm keeping a custom required. Okay, I'll say something like this. Okay, and around this I'm adding a brackets, right? This attribute like a bracket I'm using, right? Whenever you are using this attribute, what is that meaning inside the tag property binding, right? Whenever you are using this bracket, what is the meaning of property binding? Okay, so that means this tag should be used as a property binding only. We should not use like a tag. Like a normal word, whenever we are writing the selector, how will you write it? I will say tag name, right? So, but here, what is the around we are using it brackets. So, whenever you are using these brackets, means it is a attribute directive. We should not use like a tag. We should use like a attribute. Okay. So now I have done the second step. Okay. So if you go to the notes, okay, that's it. Now override the validate. Now we have done the override, right? We have override is done. Okay. Now here we are going to write our logic. Okay, here we are going to write our logic. Okay, so what is the logic? I am going to write it. Tell me how to get a value. Let value is equal to control dot value. So control dot value means I will get the value, right? Now I want to trim it. How to trim it? Value value data trim method. Okay, this will return a string only, right? So let me store again into the value. Okay, that is okay. And here I'm keeping a double R and space. So what is this meaning is, suppose in any sometime if this value is null value, null value means null or undefined. Now what is error you will get? You will like a undefined error, right? To avoid this problem, I am saying a R empty symbol. That means if this value is null or undefined, then please assign this value to the value. So that means if this value is null, and we will get a empty. Suppose if this value is A, you will get A only. If this value is B, you will get B only. If your value is empty or null, then only will get the this right side default value. Now we are trimmed it. That is the correct. Now I need to write the condition. What is the condition I want to keep it? If my value is there, if my value is there, what I want to do? I want to return a null value. If my value is not there, what I want to do? I want to return a one object. So I will say custom. For that object also I will say custom required colon. I'm going to write like this. Okay, value is equal to colon value. So I'm going to write like this. Okay, so now this method is returning a just one variable. If this value is true, we are going to return a null value. Null value means everything is working fine. And if you are returning this any object, JSON object, that means there is a problem with the code. Okay, now that is the reason now I have written the logic. Okay, so once you have written the logic, now final step we need to do. Okay, you need to add this custom directive to your app model. Okay, we need to add this custom directive to the app model. Okay, and where we need to add it inside the declarations. Where we need to add it in the declarations. Okay, what is my name? Custom required validator. Okay, let us go to my app component, app model. Where I need to add it? Declarations are in the model. I need to add in the here. Okay, I'll say okay. let us control space and import it. Okay, now I have done that, right? So everything is done. Okay, file save. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to use this one, right? Now where I am going to use it, in the reactive forms, or where I need to use it, reactive forms or template driven, right? So I'll go to my components, okay, add company. Okay, so I'm going to open this one. Here I'm going to use this one. Suppose for company name, let us go to company name. Okay, company and add company. Here I have company name, right? I'll click outside. It is saying company name. I'll give a space, and it is saying a minimum 5 characters are required, right? I will enter 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Automatically error gone, right? But now I want to avoid this using our custom record validation. Okay, so let us go to company name. Okay, this is what we want to do it, right? Okay, here I want to write a what is my validation name? Custom required. Correct, right? This is my name, right? Simply add that name here. That's all. Okay, simply add that name here. So once you have done that, go to the bottom. And what is my validation name? This is the name only, right? I'm going to write a custom record. I will say in name name value is uh, name value is required. I'll say name value is uh, not allows spaces. Okay, I'm going to write like this. Okay, now I'm going to write I'm going to enter a, first I will say space, okay, and it is saying how many characters, 5, right? Okay, I'll enter 2, 3, 4, 5. But still we are getting error, right? What is error is saying? Name value is not allow the spaces. But if I am going to remove this my custom required name right from here, okay, now it will allow, it will simply allow. Okay, so I'm going to remove it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is see, it is validating, right? Like this. So we can write our own validations. Okay, but we need to write it 2 types. One is for reactive forms different, for this one also different. Okay, for template driven, what we have done, we have created our own validation. What is that validation, we have created our own validator, right? This validator is implementing the validator interface. What is the annotation we are using, at directive? Okay, at a directive. So directive means how many types of directives we have it, 3 types, right? What are the types? Component, structural, attribute. Correct, right? Okay, so these 3 type of directive, right? What is directive? A directive can change a value, can replace a value, can validate things. It can be anything, okay. So here in this case, what is the directive? We are doing it for validation. We are doing a directive. This is also like a custom directive only. Okay, they will ask, have you ever written a directive, custom directive? Yes, we have written. Where you have used? We have used a custom for this validation purpose. We have used our own custom directive. Okay, you can tell like this. Okay, so this is nothing but a validations. Okay, so with these validations, you can add our own validator for the custom things. Okay, so like this you can add it. Okay, so everybody now clear, right? Now we have a 2 ways for writing the custom validations. Okay, one is a which one for reactive forms, another is a this one. Okay, both we can, both ways we can write it. Like this we can write how many validations we want. We are going to write those many validations. Okay, clear? So like this. Okay, and now we have done that routing also, right? We have done that routing, that is okay. Now today with this one, what we are going to do, suppose thing like we have done the validations, we have added the things. Now we'll work on the real project. Okay, so now what I want to do, whenever I am login, so okay, currently what is happening, it is asking username and password. I'm entering a admin, right? Okay, so click on admin. It is saying correct, and we are going to the login page, right? Here we are going to this one. Okay, so here now what I want to do, whatever the login information I have logged in, right? I want to show here. I want to show here. Okay, and whenever I log in, why already login button is there? If I don't log in, then only login is there. If I already log in, why again it is saying login button? That is not required, right? So these things we need to handle it. Okay, so these things we will handle using the services. This is the most important part, and this is like integration where we are going to handle with the backend and where we are going to maintain our state. Okay, this is I can say this is like a heart of the Angular application. Whatever we are going to do, this is service is most important. First forms, then services. Definitely they will ask in the interview. Okay. So now tell me, we'll go for a sample case. Okay. So first one is I'll go to my home page. So first, whenever I come to this page, right, I should not get the sidebar. Okay. I should get only this home payroll, and I should get some boxes here like a welcome to our project. These are the features available, something like this. This is what I want. Once I click on login, I'll go to my login page, and once I login only, I want to print the sidebar. Okay. So let us try to do this one. Okay. To do this, what we have to do, we have to go for a services concept now. Okay. We have to go for a services concept. Okay. So let us go here and close this. So I'll go to src app. So here I'm going to write a new folder. So I'm going to write a new folder. So that folder name is services. Okay. Now what is the services? Okay. So the services will be like for each module. Suppose here we have company, right? For company, there will be one separate service. For employee, there will be some separate service. For reports, there will be some separate service. Only for entire module. Okay. Suppose here we have how many things is there? Three is there, right? We'll have a three separate services. Or even we can write in a one file also. We can write everything. But is recommended is writing in a three files. Okay. For now, I'll start writing in a one file. Let us go with the three files later. Okay. Suppose you for whenever I am logging in, log out, I want to do this user right. So for that reason, I am going to create a one service. So I am going to write one service, new file. How to create a new file? I will say user dot service dot ts file. Okay. So I'm going to write a user service. Do you know how to write a normal class? Normal class, tell me. Class export. Okay. Export class. I will say user service. Whenever I'm writing a class, I will write in a capital. Okay. Okay. Open right. Close it. That's all. This is service. Okay. There is no great code. Okay. Correct, right? This is the first step. So now what I want to do, suppose this is what I am going to save this one. This is okay. Now first we will go to fix one by one. Okay. First step is whenever I'm clicking home, this home page is there. This is okay. Here I'm going to write two boxes. Okay. I will say welcome to home page and login is there. This one, suppose I'm going to build like this. I don't want to show the sidebar, right? So first step is avoid the sidebar. I don't want to sidebar. Okay. So to avoid the sidebar, you need to know whether you have logged in or not. Okay. If you are logged in, I need to show the sidebar. If you are log out, I don't want to show the sidebar. So now I want to store one information, right? What is the information I want to store it? Whether login or not. Correct, right? So that is the reason I'm going to store one variable. Okay. I'm going to write one variable. So what is that variable name? I will say is logged in. Okay. Is logged in. So what is a variable? Boolean type is equal to false. By default, false should be there or true should be there? False should be there. Correct, right? Because by default false should be okay. False is there. Okay. Now this is okay. Now this meaning that I am going to store all my data in this service. Okay. I'm going to all store my service here. And if this variable is true, this means that I am logged in. If this variable is false, this means I am a log out. Okay. Clear, right? Okay. Let us. So whenever we are going to write a service, we need to add one annotation. Okay. That is nothing but a at injectable. Okay. What is annotation? At injectable. Okay. So I'm going to write like this. So please write one annotation at injectable. Okay. So once we are done with this service, now what we need to do, we need to register our service to the app module. Okay. We need to register our service to the app module. Okay. So I'm going to copy this. Where is our app module? I'll go to app module. Okay. Where is the app module here? Okay. So I was saying providers, right? So here I'm going to write my service. Okay. So I'm going to service. So whenever you are going to write a dependency injection, we are going to write all these things inside the providers. Don't write inside the declarations or imports. We have to write inside the providers. Now I have done right. This is okay. So now what I will do, file, save all. Let us see, is there any error in this code? So no error for now. Okay. So first step is I want to remove this one. Okay. I'll go to here. Which file I want to go at where I have written the sidebar where I have written the sidebar. That integration is there in the app data component.html. See, the sidebar is available here and this is available here, and I'm writing like this, right? So do you know how to write a ng if condition? How to write ng if condition? Star. Okay. Ng if is equal to okay. So what you are going to write it, whether sidebar is on or not. How can you check it sidebar is on or not? I cannot check directly like this, right? Okay. That is the reason I'll go to my component. Okay. First thing is I want to get that service object. How to get a service object? You will say service. What is user service, right? User service u is equal to new user service. Something like this we can create it, right? Okay. Instead of we are creating an object, Angular automatically will create the object. Okay. Angular automatically will create the object, and that object will give it to us. Okay. So that is the reason I am going for a some concept called constructor. Do you know how to write a constructor, right? Okay, constructor, open bracket and close bracket, something like this. Okay. So here I am going to write a simple. So what is the service I want? I want it user service. I will say user service. And what is the type? User service. So here what I'm trying is you can keep any name here. You can say user. Okay, you can keep user, something like this. Okay. So you can keep any name here. This is my variable name. And this, what is this one, This is my service. Which service I am going to add it? What is my service name here? Go and check it. If you don't forget, go and check. What is the service name, User service. So that is a service. And why I'm writing private, If I'm writing private, only within the class only I'm going to use it. Outside the class, I cannot use it. Okay, that is the reason I'm going to use a private. Okay, so that is okay. So suppose if you want to remove it, let us remove. Not a problem. Okay, now I have removed it, right? Okay, now this is the. Now inside the user service, I have one variable, right? What is the variable I have it, What is the variable I have it? So I'll be giving like a is logged in. Okay, I'll say is logged in is equal to false. Okay, and whenever we are getting it, do you know how to get ng on in method, right? Ng on init. Okay, so on init is very special, okay, so here I'm going to say this data user only, right? User data. What is my variable name here? I will say this data. Okay, go here, and what is my variable name? Is logged in. Okay, file save. Okay, currently what I am trying to do here, I am adding the, so whatever the variable I am having it, right? I am trying to store, get that value from the store, and I am trying to set in my local variable. Okay, so this local variable I am going to use it in the my where, what is my code here, ng if condition, right? I'm going to write like this. Okay, so file save all. Okay, where is my sidebar, sidebar gone, right? Because we are in a if condition. What is the if condition? We are saying login or not. Okay, now I want to see, I want to log in. Okay, so I will go manually here. Okay, I want to go to service. Go to your service. Where is my service, Okay, okay, I'll go to okay, I'll go to here, and I'll say I have logged in as a true. For now, simply let us see. See, sidebar is coming. Now if in the sidebar, if I'm making false, sidebar automatically going. If I am making sidebar is equal to true, automatically it's coming, right? That means first level code is coming. Okay, now by default, whether we want to show it or not show it, not show it. That's the reason I am going to make it as a false. Okay, let us see. Now that is done. Okay, but when I want to bring it, whenever I'm login, right? Okay, go to your login code. Okay, login, type what do you want to type it, admin. Okay, type admin and click on continue. Okay, whether it's saying login successful or not. Okay, successful. Whenever your login is successful, now what I want to do, tell me. I want to bring the sidebar. That means I want to make that service variable as a true. Only when I want to make it, when login is successful, only I want to make it a true. In other case, I don't want to make it. Okay, so now what is this class, what is this login class? Yeah, sign in component, right? Okay, let me go to sign in component. Okay, components, go to sign in. Okay, here. Okay, so now what I want to do here, what we are trying to do, whenever we are signing in here, I want to make it as a this dot, that variable is equal to true. Okay, that means what will happen, automatically that variable will be true. Okay, so let us, if you want to use that object, right? First I need to create that object. Okay, I will say private okay, user. You can write user, or you can write a user. That name can be anything. Okay, I'll say user colon. Now what is my class name? User service. Okay, now that means automatically this object will be created by whom? automatically this object will be created by the Angular. Okay, when whatever the object you want to create it, you can add it to the constructor. So automatically Angular will create the object and that object will give it to us. Okay, this concept is called dependency injection. What is this concept? Dependency injection. Okay, now this variable is there, right? I'll copy this variable. Okay, where I want to make it true. If it is I will say this data user data. What is the variable name? Is logged in is equal to true. Okay, logged in is equal to true. Suppose if my login is not correct, now what I have to do it? I'll say this red login is equal to false. Correct, right? Okay, now I have done this one. Okay, file save all. Okay, file save all. So now first I will go to home page, no sidebar. Okay, I'll click on login. Admin. Okay, admin. Click on type. Okay, what is happening? Why sidebar is not coming, We have written correct code only. Why sidebar is not coming? Okay, because your sidebar is not coming because okay. So to bring the sidebar, what I'm going to do? I'm going to write like this. Okay, so I'll go to my app component. Okay, where is my app component? App component only we are hiding it, right? So I'll go there. I'll go there. Here I'm writing ng init method, right? Ng init method, right? We have written, right? Okay. So let me write a console.log. Okay. Console.log of okay. App component init method. Okay. Okay. Let me save it. So this is very, very important, Why? Because so I'll go here and I'm going to show this one as a. Let me go to console. Okay. See. Okay, so let me go to home. Let it reload. So whenever we are reloading, what is the method? It is app component is executed, right? Okay, that ng on init method will be executed only one time. That ng on init method will be executed only one time. It will not execute at all after that one. Okay, after that it will not execute at all. So whenever it is executing at that time, what is the value we are having it? False value. Correct, right? At that time, what is the value we are having it? False value. After this time, what I went? I went here and I type a admin. Okay, admin, and now I'm clicking continue, right? Okay. So now this time, okay, but see after app component method is not at all executed. Okay, this means that here this code is executing only once. Okay, this code is executing only one. At that time, that variable value is a false. Correct, right? Whenever this variable value is false, this sidebar will not be displayed. But after some time, what we have done, we went to the login code, and what we have done, we have done we have changed that variable, right? After we are changing that variable, we need to notify to the app component. Hey, app component, your value got changed because it will execute only one time. Okay, it will execute only one time. After that, it will not execute. But after later, the value is changed, right? So that is the reason we have to go there. Hey, value, your value got changed. That is the reason you need to reload your page. Something like that, we need to give instruction. Okay, so I'm going to give that instruction later. For now, to prove the concept, what I will do? Do you know set interval, right? What is set interval will do, Continuously it will execute, right? Now what I will do? I'll write a set interval. Hey, set interval, for every 5 seconds, go and get the value from the your service. If that value is true, then you make a change here, something like this. Okay, let us try to do it, set interval. Okay, how many arguments, it will take the 2 arguments, right? First argument is nothing but a ES6 function. Second argument is nothing but how many seconds you want to write it. Okay, something like this. Okay, yeah. So now I have written like this. Okay, so now I will copy this code. Okay, and I'm going to add it inside this method ES6 function. Okay, now what is this meaning is app component, this method will be executing only one time, but set interval will be executed for how many times? It keep on every 5 seconds it will keep on increasing, right? After I am login, that time also it will get the value, right? Okay, let us try to save it. Okay, let us try to save the value and come back here. Okay, here we have one problem, because what is the problem here? Once I'm updating some other page, the other guy is not at all knowing about it, right? Suppose I have given my bike to the service, okay, and what they have done is they have done the service. Okay, I'm sitting here and they have done the service. How each other will know whether they have completed? If they are informing, they will call to me, hey, your bike service is done, you go and get it. Something like that. If they are giving any message, then only I will go there. They are not giving any message. I am not going there. Then how will I get the update, ma? I will not get it right. Instead of that, what I am trying to do now, for every 5 minutes, I will call them. Hey, my bike service are done or not. So after some time, they will say, right, whenever that service is done, they will inform me. Okay, that is the code here, what we have written here. Okay, so every 5 seconds, we are checking it whether we have done or not. Okay, so this is a wrong approach. Instead of that, that guy, if like once that service is done, if he is sending a message to me, hey, I have done my service, then immediately I can go and get my things right. So we should do in such way, not in this way. Okay, but let us see. Okay, so let me go to my home component, ma. Okay, so by default, sidebar is not there. Okay, that is fine. Click on login. Okay, click on admin. Okay, click on admin. Now I'll click on the admin. Okay, so let us click okay. Let's just wait for some time. See, sidebar is coming right. Why sidebar is coming suddenly, ma? Because it keep on checking for every 5 minutes. Okay, every 5 seconds, correct, right? But this is not a great code, because there will be some lag between once I log in and the sidebar is coming suddenly, right? There is some lag, right? Because there is a problem with the notification between the one component to another component. You identify the problem, right? What is the problem? We are logging in some other class. That value we have to get in the here. Okay, with that value we are getting the here. Okay, that is fine. For now, our sidebar is coming. Now what I want to do, ma? This login is there, right? Whenever I logged in, what I want to do? I want to log out this, change it to log out, right? So again, there also will be same problem only. So they don't know whether user is logged in or not. By default, the what is the false value? After that, again, there also we need to write the what is that method? Again, set interval. We need to write like this. Okay, this is wrong approach. Okay, this is the reason we are going for a one most important concept called observable. Ma. What is the concept, ma? Observable. Okay, so what will happen is, okay, this is a one guy. Okay, so this is like a what will happen is we are giving some I think suppose I'm going to I'm giving my bike here. This is a person. Okay, this is the person one. I'm going to give my bike here. Okay, so now what is happening? Once this is done, what it has to tell you, once it is completed, this guy has to return the value. Hey, your bike is done. Or they need to send some message back to the user. Okay, that is the reason we are going for a observable. Okay, what is observable means, we will register there. Hey boss, if my service is done, let me know, so that we'll ask them to register. Once that is done, they will get back to me, yeah, your bike is done, and immediately, and we can know what are the things we have to do, that right, we can do that behavior. Okay, so that is the reason we are going for a observable. Okay, observable means it will work like asynchronous fashion, ma. It will not wait for me, or they will not wait for me. Asynchronous model, they will work individual. Okay, so whenever we want to perform some asynchronous actions, then we'll go for a observables. Promises also do the same thing only. Promise also do the same thing only, but promise will return only one value. Promise will return only one value. Okay, but here observable, what will happen now? Suppose I want to it will keep on until I don't want to listen anything. That time they will keep on giving the things. Okay, so first we'll go to the one concept, then we'll see that. Okay, okay, so we are going to write a observable. Okay, so go to our service, ma. Okay, go to our service. Okay, so instead of writing this variable, I'm going to write a one method. Okay, okay, so there is one subject. Okay, I'll write a subject. Okay, I will say user subject colon. Okay, so now we are going to write a some asynchronous action. Asynchronous action means now I want to get back information to the caller, right? So that is the reason we are going for a this code. Okay, so I will say user subject is equal to subject. Okay, that is fine. Is equal to okay. So we have seen such a syntax in the where my event emitter we have seen, right? What is this meaning? This subject will return only what is the value? Boolean value. Okay, like this. Okay, that is okay. So instead of writing like this, okay, this is okay. And I'm going to write a new subject. Okay, new subject. Okay, so now everybody understand what is this one, right? We are going to write one subject. We don't know what we are going to write it. Let us wait it. Okay, so now first step we are going to write one method. Okay, I will say get user subject. Okay, get user subject. I'll say return this data user subject. Okay, so here what I am trying to do, here I am first creating a one variable, normal variable, correct, right? But this is nothing but one object. Okay, and this object, what is the value it is returning, boolean value? That is okay. Later we'll see it. Okay, here what is the what I'm trying to do here is I'm returning a this object. Okay, that is okay. So on next thing what I am trying to do, I want to whether logging or log out, right? Instead of setting in the variable, what currently what I am going to do, I am going to write using the methods. I am going to write based on the methods. Do you know how to write one method? Set, suppose I want to set the user is logged in. I will say set user logged in. Okay, logged in, some method. Okay, so what is this will take? This will take the, so what is a variable I want to value boolean value, right? I will say so same name I can take it. Okay, colon boolean. Okay, so this colon is optional, this colon part is optional, but I'm going to write it. Okay, so now what I will say this data is logged in is equal to I'll say is logged in. Okay, and I'm going to write one special syntax. I will explain each line because then only will understand. Okay, subject data next method. Okay, okay, so I'm writing some these lines of code and I'm going to explain it here, and I have make this variable as a false, right? Okay, so let us just now let me just let it keep it, not a problem. I'll go to how many places I have used this user service. First I have used in the app component for sidebar, correct, right? Okay, and in another place sign in component also I have used for setting the value. Okay, so I'll go to my first sign in component. Okay, sign in component, here I am showing error, right? Because I'm writing a private, so this time I should not write like this. Okay, I need to call a method set user logged in. Instead of writing in a direct variable, I'm going to write like a method. So what I have to do it, true, that's all. Okay, whenever this is a false, what I have to do it, I have to make it as a set user logged in is equal to false. Clear, so here I'm calling a, instead of writing directly is login is equal to, I'm going to call a method, whether the method is a true or false. So that is okay. Now I need to go to another class where I am using another class, app component. So what is the variable I'm using it, is user logged in, right? I should not do like this. Okay, this is a wrong approach. The set interval is there, right? This is also wrong approach. Okay, so I'll say like this dot user service. Okay, this dot user. Okay, and inside this one, what is the method? I have written two methods, right? What is the method, get user subject, and the second one is a get set. So whenever you are saying set means you want to set some value. Here I want to set the value or get the value. I want to get the value in the app component. I want to get the value. I will say get a user object. Okay, I want to say get the value. So this will return a observable. This will return a observable. Okay, so you might see in our questions, right? What is observable in the interview first question, right? Okay, so each we need to subscribe this observable. We need to see subscribe this observable. Okay, we'll say subscribe. So this subscribe will take a one ES6 value. Okay, so this subscribe will take the ES6 function. So I will say value open bracket. Okay, like this. Okay, so and I'll say, so this value is nothing but a that boolean we are setting it, right? Whether user is logging or not logging, something we are setting it, right? That value is nothing but this one. Okay, here what is my currently instance variable name, is user logged in. Okay, I'm going to write this data is user logged in is equal to value. Okay, so for now I'll save it and again we'll come back from the step by step. Okay, file, save all. Now I have removed all the things, what that set timeout and all these things I have removed it, right? Okay, let us go here. If there is any error, we'll fix it. So no error for now. Okay, that is good. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to write one console.log statement. Okay, console.log off. Okay, so value, you can keep any name here, not this, not only value, you can keep like is user is logged in or something, whatever the variable name you can keep it. Okay, that's not a problem. So file, save all. Now this is like a dynamic things. Okay, so I'll go to home. Okay, now what will happen is I'll give my bike over there and I will say when you are done let me know. Okay, now that is nothing but this is the that code. Okay, so here what we are asking, hey user service, I am getting an object. Okay, I am subscribing it. Subscribing means I am registering with you. Okay, whenever you are done the value, you immediately you give the latest value to me. Okay, that means that whenever there is a change value, automatically this method will be executed. Okay, automatically this code will be executed whenever any time, any number of times this code will be executed. Okay, let us go here and log in. What is the value I want to print it, ma? Admin. Okay, clear it and click on it. Okay, see, immediately it's coming or it is taking some time. Immediately it's coming, right? Okay, this observable is what will happen is whenever you are executing this code, immediately it will notify to any number of people how many number they have registered. For all the people they will give a notification at single time, because here this left component is one component, right? Now I want to go here and I want to remove this one also. Where ma this login is there, right? I want to change this to the logout. If I am login, I want to change it to the logout. Okay, first if I want to know that status, right, whether I am logging or not, same thing ma. Okay, again I will go here for logging or what I have done ma, I have created one variable, and second step what I have done ma, I have added a user service, and third step what I have done, I am subscribing this one, right? Same thing wherever you want this code, you can write the same code. Okay, now where I want to do it ma, I want to go to header page. Okay, header component, tell me, I will say so always you are writing only a login. You can keep the same variable name, but for only demo sake, I'm going to write a different name. Okay, I will say is authenticated. Okay, is a authenticated. Any name you can keep it. Is logged in also fine, not a problem. Okay, what is the variable type ma? Boolean is equal to true. Okay, now this is okay, right? Okay, now what is from where I can get the value from user service? Right, let's create the value ma, private user service okay colon type is equal to user service. You can keep this name anything ma. In one place I'm using a user. Sir, why you are using user? Here you are writing user service. Anything we can keep it. Okay, I'll say for now user service. Okay, now that is done. Now I need to subscribe that one, right? Then only I will get the latest value. How to subscribe it ma? I will say this data user service data. What is the method ma? Get user subject. Okay, bracket. After that I need to say subscribe. Subscribe within will take one E6 function, right? I will say value open bracket something like this. Okay, so this value is nothing but your latest authenticated value. Okay, and now I'll how to write it ma. See, this data is authenticated is equal to value. Sir, why you are writing this data authenticated? This is my instance variable or not? Instance variable, how will you write it? Using a this data variable. And why I am writing this the here value is there, right? This value is not a instance variable. This is like a normal method. That is the reason I should not write like this one. This data value is wrong. Whatever the variable name here, same value will write it here. Okay, now I have created this variable name, right? Now what is my condition? I want to check in the code ma. What is the condition here? They are writing a login code, right? If I am a login, what I have to do ma? I have to write I have to change it to the login page. Okay, suppose if I am not logged in. Okay, so let us write a button here. I'm going to write a button ma. Okay, so this button I will say logout. Okay, and whenever I'm clicking logout, I should do something, right? I'll click on logout and I'll say okay, I'll write a click event. So this login button, when it should happen ma? When should this happen? Star ng if is equal to only if not authenticated. If user is not authenticated, then only we want to bring it. And when this button should be displayed ma? When it should be displayed ng if is equal to whenever we are login only. If this is a login, it display a logout button. If you are not logout, you can do like this. Okay, like now I have done this one. Two buttons are there. Okay, I will say handle logout button. Okay, handle a logout. So I'm going to write one method. Okay, go on write it here. So where you can write method ma inside the class. Okay, so this is everybody know that, right? Once you log out, what is the thing you want to do it ma? You need to make that variable to the false, right? Then only sidebar will go, you will go back to some page, right? Because that is the reason I will say this data user service data set. Okay, set user logged is equal to false. False means logout only, right? Once I am logout, that is okay, but I need to redirect to the home page, right? I need to redirect to the login page. Do you know how to redirect to login page ma? We know we have done that one, right? First step is we will get a router object. Okay, I will say private router colon, there is a router. Okay, there is a router. Okay, that is it. Now what I need to do, once I'm logging out, I will say this data, router data, navigate by URL. Okay, what is the URL you want to bring it? I want to go to slash. Slash, simply slash means you will go to the home page, or you want to go to login page means you can give a sign in. Okay, sign in, that is okay, that's fine. Okay, now first thing is I'll go to home. Okay, that is fine. Okay, let us create here, that is okay. What is the step I want to do it? Why this is saying a logout? Let me reload it. Okay, either we are doing something wrong here. By default, what is the value? I'm keeping it true. Okay, let us keep the false value. Okay, now I have keep a false. Okay, and my button style is something different. Let me fix that button style also. Okay, so he's using the same style. I'm going to use the same style for my button also. Okay, now that's fine. Now by default, no sidebar, nothing is there. Click on login, admin, click on login. Okay, that is okay. You see, all my sidebar came and this one said. Now I'll click on logout. Whenever I'm clicking on logout, this should go away, right? Okay, click on logout. See, sidebar gone and automatically. Now things are working dynamically, right? Correct, right? Now whenever I'm logging in, so here it will go to the log. Again, you can log in again here. Admin, okay. Okay, now you got the value. Okay, so now something like this we can do it. Okay, so everybody understood, right? How we are going to write login and logout. Okay, so for now I'll stop it here. You practice from the, so login and logout also practice. Okay, so only if you are logging in we want to get the sidebar. In other case we don't want the sidebar. Okay, once we are login, we want to change this one to the this button, and logout means again it will go to the home page. Okay, something like you practice it. Tomorrow we'll go for some more details in internal. Okay, so